It's Peggy and Dion here on ESPN Chicago. Dion's not joining us today as she is covering the Bears, but I get to do something super, super cool. So, you know that Shakespeare Theater here on Navy Pier has this amazing production called Billie Jean. And it's that inspiring look of one of the greatest female athletes of all time, Billie Jean King, an icon in equal rights for women athletes as well. It's running through August 10th at Chicago Shakespeare Theater, and it is executively produced by award-winning actress Lily Tomlin and her partner Jane Wagner. Now, we have a very special guest, so let me see if I can call her up right now. One ringy dingy, two ringy dingies. Hello, is this the party to whom I am speaking?
A gracious hello.
It is Lily Tomlin is joining us now. Lily, welcome to Chicago. Never in a million years, doing sports for 30 years in Chicago, would I have ever thought I would get to talk to you. This is my
I
pleasure.
I'm a pickleball champion. No.
Okay, wait a minute. I love pickleball.
Oh,
I I love it.
be careful, you might fall down.
Listen, I have to tell you something. We have this guy here at ESPN, one of our hosts in the afternoon, Carmen DeFalco. He hates pickleball. And all he does is make fun of the plink, 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 plink every time he drives past a park that he thinks should be saved for baseball. He gets so upset that we pickleball players are taking over. So feel free to tell Carmen why he's wrong.
Well, I've only played one game in my whole life, and I fell down.
What?
Yeah, my
You
my toe stubbed. I don't know. Do you have to have special pickleball shoes?
Yes, they're called gym shoes.
Okay, I have
We're
those.
we got to get you out there. It is a dangerous game. I know we didn't bring you here to talk pickleball, but I do have to tell you something, Lily. I grew up idolizing female comedians. I mean, I wanted to be Carol Burnett. I wanted to be Lucille Ball, Gilda Radner, you. So to have you here, I just want to say thank you because you guys made it great for women to be funny and to be ourselves. And when one critic here in Chicago called me the Ruth Buzzy of Chicago sports, he thought he was being mean. I took it as a huge compliment
Well,
because
I
I
guess
love all of
so.
you. I love
And
all of you.
And Ruth was so delightful because she was so in earnest. She's just passed a few weeks ago,
Mm.
and but I used to get such a kick out of her. She was when she played the old drunk sitting at the bar with Dick Martin and everything she did. She was the old woman Gladys Ormsby. But she was in, but then when she was really intense about something political or something, she might well have been a good model to feed off of Billie Jean. But she'd just get up in your face and say, no, no, Lily, the thing that's important is you have to blah, blah, blah. She was really something.
Who gave you the confidence to be yourself and to allow the comedic side of you to come out?
I probably my mother and dad, they were Southern from Kentucky. I was born in Detroit. My father had gone there to work in the factories, you know. But my mother was very witty, and when my one of my aunts and uncles came and visited us when I was many years later, I was a teenager, and I was recording my mother, and because I wanted to do and I did eventually, I did a piece about my mother and father, Lud and Marie, and they have a teenage daughter at the time when they first start out, and she's wacko and and crazy and so then like when they later more years passed because I kept my characters going all those years.
Yeah.
They had a granddaughter who was just like their daughter,
Oh my
so
gosh.
they had the truth to deal with. Um, anyway, what was I going to tell you about that? I don't remember, but
Having the confidence to be funny and
oh
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
yourself.
Well, I loved female comedians too. on Ed Sullivan, a woman named Jean Carroll was like the first stand-up I ever saw. And did you ever know Jean Carroll? You're probably
No,
too
no.
young. And I used to love to be with my mother because we'd watch, and my mother would laugh and get such a kick out of Jean Carroll. And so years later, I got to meet her, and we honored her at the Players Club. Joy Behar and I honored her because she was just such a I think that's I'm looking at my hair being so long, so long.
You
Anyway,
know,
my
my
so
mother would say the same thing, Lily. My mother would say to me, "Why is your hair so long?" She always believed that women should have short hair.
well, this side is like drawn up a bit, and this side is lengthy in length. Could be Paul. He cut my hair last time. He's over here.
How
Um,
how did let me ask you this about Billie Jean. We're talking about how you had the courage to be yourself and to be funny and to just go for it. Billie Jean was doing this in the 70s. She helped Title IX, but she was doing this before Title IX in 1972. And it
yeah,
takes such a brave person to step forward and say, hey, not only should we have equal pay in the tennis world, but women should have more opportunities to play sports. She was incredibly brave for her time.
she was indeed, and that's what we try to capture, and is that bravery, that grit, that energy that she had, and that sense of righteousness that she felt. She could see the real facts in front of her eyes, and she just didn't accept them. And that's what we think about this play. We wanted to make more than just a sports story. We wanted a story about this kind of ability to stand up for what you believe is right without cracking a smile. Or you could laugh. She had quite a sense of humor. She laughs a lot about everything.
Did
So
you know
she,
her before the play came about?
oh yes, I mean I knew her a little bit. I didn't know I was not good friends with her, but I knew her and would say see her at an event or something, and I'd always make sure I said hi to her.
What was the 70s like for you, the late 60s, early 70s, when you were trying to make it as an actress and you were, doing sketch comedy? Was it difficult for women in your industry as much as it was difficult for women in sports?
Oh, I think very much the same prejudice laid over to all of the culture. And I would be at a meeting with my partner Jane Wagner with one of the networks or something, and Jane just could never abide what went on with the guys like this little sweetie over here and all the crap we had to put up with. And I'd look around and she would have slipped out of the room unnoticed. And then so if we had we worked with a man in our show, uh, I would advance some idea, and they wouldn't even hear it. And
Mm.
then he would advance the idea, and oh, they thought that was great. I would just be dumbfounded to experience that. And I mean, I'd always make some crack about it, I suppose. But anyway, we just hung in there and did what we could do.
In putting together this production, Billie Jean at the Shakespeare Theater in Chicago, Navy Pier, why? How did it come about? Why?
Well, it's a respected, greatly respected theater, huge, wonderful complex, a wonderful team of people who operate this whole gestalt over here, and Harriet Levy, who is our producer, she just had her eye set on the Chicago Shakespeare Theater for a tryout run here. She wanted to be in Chicago and she wanted to be at the Shakespeare.
Mm,
And
I
luckily she achieved it,
I
as she
love
does
that
most
theater.
everything.
I
Yeah.
love that theater. I was a subscriber for a long time until I reached this age where I fall asleep now. I cannot stay awake. It's awful for someone who loves theater and loves sports and everything is at nighttime and I can't stay awake. I don't know how you do it, Lily. I mean, you had Grace and Frankie. So many people now know you from the Netflix series. Then you go out and you do the Thelma and Louise of for octogenarians, which is 80 for Brady a couple of years ago. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know how you do it, how you have this energy.
I don't know either. But I wanted to say to you, I found what's very helpful is if you can't stay awake, is just sit on a whoopee cushion when you go to the theater.
I don't even know that there comes an age you don't always need the whoopee cushion, but
No,
so tell me with your favorite part of this production about Billie Jean. Is it the sports acclaim that she got, or is it the personal side of her story that you guys were able to tell? What's your favorite part about the production?
just the whole package. I love the whole thing. I love that she's outspoken as a child, and she just doesn't understand why things are so inequitable. And she has all the reversals. She wins a tournament when she's a young girl, 11, 12 years old, and her enthusiasm is just unbridled. She's so alive and so uh, and confrontive, without any fear of crossing a line that she doesn't really see that's there until she gets older. Um, and then all that, the heart that it takes to have all that passion for she picked up a racket the first time when she was 11.
Mm.
I tried to imagine what I was doing when I was 11. I think I was Jack's champion. Did you ever?
Jax. Is that the only sport you played growing up in Detroit?
That was sort of it. No,
That was
I pitched for a police athletic league baseball team.
you
They had
did.
for the neighborhood. They had all kinds of activities for the kids because it was a pretty rough neighborhood.
Yeah. What was that like growing up in Detroit? How did that influence you?
Fabulous! It was the best place I could have grown up. I mean, we lived in an old apartment house, and there was every kind of person living there that you could possibly imagine. A woman who lived upstairs, Mrs. Clancy, she was a teacher in a kind of private school, and she told me that her boyfriend was some leader of some oblique war someplace, and she would walk around her apartment with her wrapper hanging open, and we were just all fascinated by her. Even though we'd peep on her all the time and started.
You know the history of Chicago and Detroit in sports goes way back. Not just the Tigers, the baseball team, but I don't know if you know this, Lily. But the Chicago Bears stole Ben Johnson away from the Detroit Lions this year, and he is the
Oh,
Bears' new head coach. And we are looking to put an end to Detroit's dominance in the NFL when it comes to our division in football. So we have a little bit of a problem with Detroit. So we had to steal their coach.
well, that happens a lot to people in Detroit who are so far advanced.
I thought you were going
Like,
to just say that that happens a lot to people in Detroit. Period. All right, let's wrap this up with Lily Tomlin because we have the Shakespeare Theater production of Billie Jean at Navy Pier at Chicago's Shakespeare Theater. It is running through August 10th. Let me just ask you this, Lily. If I know you said you played pickleball one time, if there was a sport that you could play, what would it be and why?
well, I went to a ballet once, and I saw a girl who it was in an old warehouse, because it was part of the setting. There was guys that came out and they'd have on like black, and then they big chunks of ice. They break the ice into shards and they'd fly everywhere. And I think I would want to do with the girl who was like the leader of the whole gang. She did a pirouette. This was not really a sport, but it was a sport
Yeah.
because it was for her. She would do a pirouette on one foot. I don't know how she propelled herself, Maybe they had a rope on her and they were pulling it. I don't think so, but and across the whole floor of this huge warehouse, she did a pirouette and to the other side and disappeared into the wings.
Wow.
That was a real achievement.
Wow. Well, listen, from me growing up watching Ronan Martin's Laugh-In, watching you as Edith Ann or Ernestine, to our fans who know you from Netflix Grace and Frankie or 80 for Brady, everyone now please go see Billie Jean at Chicago Shakespeare Theater because you never know what Lily Tomlin is going to come up with next. I mean, she just keeps going and going and going. Lily, this has been a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.